Hi guys, Acromic White here. I've been really enjoying the remaster so far, but there are some issues. They're quite small issues, but they have quite large implications. Ultimately, it's kind of actually really promising to see that even though there are quite a lot of these little issues, that they're only smaller issues, and I think they can be fixed really easily, and so I feel really good about it, and I would even advocate for people to buy the game regardless. So let's just crack through these, shall we? So the first one is an issue in the single player game. The new AI is really awesome, but on hard mode, the statistics for the units, the enemy units, have been buffed and nerfed for the player units, and some people are even coming out and saying this is outright broken. It feels next to unplayable, and within hours of launch, someone had even made a mod to fix those statistics so that people could play against the hard AI. I think when people are coming out and making mods that quickly to try and fix things, you need to get onto it and sort of like just patch it up real fast. So the first thing there is just wipe out those statistic changes and just leave the AI to be, you know, what it is in single player. I was really excited also to jump onto the Quickmatch, and the new elo based system is really awesome, but unfortunately there were some issues with it quite quickly. You know, I've loved to have had a Command and Conquer ladder like this all of these years long, and so it's really awesome to see it. The first issue is that there are these starting units. They have a tendency to imbalance the game, not only between GDI and Nod, because 2 light tanks is definitely not the same as 1 medium tank, but they also allow for things like instant scouting, and this actually makes some of the cheeses in the game more powerful. So if you could remove those, that would probably be a good idea. I mean, through all these years, people of course have been playing Command and Conquer, not only Tiberian Dawn and Red Alert competitively, but like Command and Conquer across the board. And every Command and Conquer game, from Tiberian Dawn, Red Alert, Tiberian Sun, Red Alert 2, Yuri's Revenge, Kane's Wrath, the whole bang, the whole lot of them, we never started with starting units, so please take those out, because they have no place in Command and Conquer, and even other RTS games have a tendency to not actually have those starting units, so I don't really see why they would be in this one. The maps are the other like big major issue that come to mind immediately, and it was really awesome to see that even though some of the maps were bugged at launch, the maps that were bugged, the developers realized that that was happening, and there was some instant losses and things happening, and they pulled those maps off them, so good on you for doing that. But unfortunately the maps that are there are still pretty imbalanced. Those maps that were made all those years back, most of them, they feel more like a mission map than a competitive map. So they're pretty imbalanced between Nod and GDI, but even some of the spawn points are imbalanced, so even when you have a mirror matchup, it doesn't really, you know, work out very well. Now, our people over at C&C Net, and I've been, you know, a player on C&C Net for years and made maps for years, you know, we of course worked on competitive maps over all these years. I mean, it's been decades we've been working on them. So if you guys don't have any maps ready to go, then I'm asking, like, please make them. But if you don't have any, we're happy for you to use our maps on your ladder. Just go for it, take them. Absolutely, we want people to play on them. We would love to have people play on them. None of us are uppity about anything like that. We just want people to enjoy Command and Conquer. Now, obviously, we've got quite a few of those maps, and each map is quite different, so we could have like a big long list of them, and the community could vote on the maps that they like. So don't even have the C&C Net people pick it. Have your community pick it, right? We'll bring down a whole load of our competitive maps, and you guys choose. So I think that'd be a fantastic way, and look down the track, why not have a mapping competition where other people can start to get an idea and a feel of what a competitive map is like, and they can make their own maps, and we can have a competition, and then you guys down there at Petroglyph and so on, you can choose some of these maps that you think are really awesome that the community's made and put them on the ladder. Why not? But just the maps that are there at the moment, they're not really very good, and we would really, really love if we can get some proper competitive maps up ASAP. Now, some people have already voiced their concerns about game speed. I understand that this particular issue is the one that there could be the most discussion on. Of course, the game could be competitive whether it's fast or slow. So let's actually discuss that one, but I certainly advocate for the game speed to be at least a little bit quicker than it is currently, but I also am quite happy to have it stay the same if the community would like to have that stay the same. The elo-based ranking system, it's awesome. I mean, it's just great to see a ladder. But the one thing I was a little bit sad to see is that anyone below the rank of 200 doesn't get a ranking. Why not? Don't people who are lower on the ladder still want to see themselves get better? And you know, why not have a league system as well? Some sort of stars or medals that people can get as they go up that ladder. So instead of just a number, you know, give them a medal or something so they feel good about it. The other big issue with the ladder, and this is one I'd love to see solved, is that as you're dropping into a game, you get the same sort of loading screen as what you would have for a single player game. So you get some tips and hints about like, oh, you can change the graphics by pushing spacebar and that sort of thing. So, well, that's actually not really information that you need for the multiplayer game. The sort of information that you need is who you're playing against. So give us the name, because once you actually get into the game, if you say, you know, good luck, have fun, hello sir, you know, and they type back to you, it gives you their name anyway. So it's not like we're trying to hide this information from anyone during the match. We can absolutely see in the game who we're playing against. Why not give us that information during the loading screen? Oh, I'm against so-and-so. Oh, I played him before. Oh, it's a rematch. Oh, you know, let us get excited about playing against each other and who people are so we can meet each other and know when we're coming into the match. Why not tell us if it's GDI versus Nod or GDI versus GDI or Nod versus GDI? You know, show us the teams, who's playing as what when we're dropping into there. And show us the ranking of people so we know if they're a really good player. Oh, no, they're really good. How am I going to... Oh, maybe I could APC rush this person and pick up a quick, easy win off of someone who's better than me. I could do that, you know. Anything that's exciting for people. So tell us the skill level. And if there's a league or a ranking system like that, show those gold stars or those medals or whatever it is that people collect for making their way up the ladder. People are proud of stuff like that. So make sure you have something like that for people if you can do it. I understand that's a little bit more down the track for programming, but something like that's really good. If nothing else, show the rank of people, even if they're below 200, and show it in the loading screen so we all can see who we're playing against. And the last thing that's really important to show during the loading screen is the map you're going to be playing on, so that people get an idea. Well, I could spawn in any of these spots and the Tiberium will be kind of over there, so now I know where to expand to so I can get the Tiberium. Yay, that's really good, because that's really the only reason I can think of to have starting units. Now, I know before, take out the starting units. If you absolutely have to have starting units, go for 2 or 3 minigunners. Don't have tanks that early. The tanks come later in the game anyway. Have a few infantry pieces, that way it's fair, because everyone has the same infantry pieces, and they're not a tier 2 unit, so it's, you know, pretty soon there's going to be other infantry out on the field anyway to be able to defend from those types of units, and maybe those minigunners can be used to scout around to find that Tiberium. But like I said, if you have an image of the map, then hey, you know where the Tiberium is and you don't need any starting units. Now, another big thing that I found when I first joined in the game, and I actually streamed the remaster on release, was that when I started to make lobbies, I had a lot of problems. So when I got into the game, of course, some of the people that were in my stream wanted to come and play games with me, and I was more than happy to have them come and join in and play Command & Conquer with me. It was really exciting. But as soon as I made the lobby, I had people from the public just dropping into the lobby because there was no naming system for the lobby. There was no password system for the lobby, and then even when I wanted to invite people, I couldn't figure out how to do it. As it turned out, I had to invite people through Steam. Now, I was lucky that those people that I had were friends of mine on Steam. If they'd bought on Origin, I'm not even sure if I could have invited them. If they weren't on my Steam as friends, could I have invited them at all without adding them? If they're on Origin, is there no way to be able to invite people into my lobbies? This seems crazy, guys. Why isn't there a PM system, you know, a personal messaging system in the game? I mean, even WWchat had this. I don't understand why you don't have this in the game. So I think what we need is a list of players that are online and a way to be able to private message them so that we can actually bring them into the game. Now, when I went to actually bring people in through Steam, so as I said, I was lucky I had them on there, and I tabbed out of the game. Immediately my screen started flickering, and I had all these problems when I was tabbing out. It actually changed the resolution of my game automatically like that without me even doing it. So when I came back, my resolution had changed, and I went, oh geez, well I have to fix this. And I went to go to the options menu, and of course as soon as I did, I exited the lobby, cancelling the lobby, and then when I changed it back, oh hold on, now I have to invite people again, but the only way to invite them is to Alt-Tab out, which is going to change my resolution again. Basically, the only way I could do it was to have bad resolution while I'm going into the game, and then when the game's already started, I have to change the resolution back while I'm in the match. I mean, this is just crazy. Can't I just have a private messaging system in the game and a friend system in there? That seems much more simple. I don't understand why I have to do it through a third-party software. Stop that. Make sure it's in the game, guys. Now, later, I actually tried to go the other way. I tried to join people's games, right? So I thought, I didn't want to play the ladder right now, so I'll just join and play some friendly matches. But as soon as I did, people were kicking me out of the lobbies. And of course they were kicking me out for the same reason that I was kicking people out earlier. Because they wanted to play with their friends, who were also probably having some trouble joining the lobbies. So please, have a lobby system where we name them, where we can password them, and make sure we have online friends so we can invite them straight into the lobby in the game without having to use third-party software. And now when you're actually hosting a game and you're wanting the public to come in and you've got your nice cool map from the workshop and maybe you've made it yourself, as soon as they come in, they can't actually play the game without downloading the map. And in order to do this, you have to tell them the name of your map, and then they have to go to the workshop, and then they have to search it up, and then they have to download the map, and then they have to come back again. And if they don't spell the map right or whatever, and they don't find it, they have to come back, oh, what was that? And this seems like a really convoluted system. Why not just have a download button in the lobby for the map? So perhaps you can have a preview of the map, and it says, map not yet downloaded. And you just go, oh, that is a cool map and I'd like to play this person on this map, and you can just push the download button right there without having to visit the map workshop and search it for it and find it. You can just, you know, the host already knows what map they want to play on, and you just take a look at it and say, yep, it's good enough for me, download. I mean, you could have it automatically download, but some people might feel that's a little bit aggressive to have auto downloads for maps. So I would just say, just put a button right there in the lobby where someone can hit download and jump straight into the game. When people come back out from a lobby as well, there's another problem that you just dumped into the middle of nowhere, right? When you come back, well, who's the person I was playing with? You know, if I might have just found someone online and you know, had a really good game with them, had a really fun time, and it was a great game, GG, yeah, we jump out, and then after the match, oh, well, now I'm just sitting, I'm not in a lobby, I don't know where that person that I was just playing with has gone to. Oh, what was their name again? And even if I did know what their name was, how am I ever going to find them? There's no online list of players. There's no friending system. There's nothing. There's no way for me to find and speak to this person unless they're on my Steam list, in which case I have to tab out of the game in order to talk to them, and my resolution's going to play up. Just put a friending system and a private messaging system into the game, please, 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 please. And I know that one, you know, that's a change that might take a little bit longer to implement, but I still think it's so important for building community. If nothing else, just let us name and password lobbies so that I can write a name for a lobby, like, you know, a Chromic White's 2v2 game, and then when my friend wants to come and play a 2v2 with me, he can see, aha, that's a Chromic White's game, I can join, and then someone else comes along, oh, it's a 2v2 game, and then hopefully they have a friend who can come and join, or maybe they can just make a friend, you know, another couple of people can join and they can play a 2v2 against us, but at least then we can see which game it is, and if by passwording it, it means we're not, you know, if me and just my friend want to play, I can have a passworded game. The whole community isn't going to try and keep jumping into the game, and I'm going to have to kick people out all the time. And then, you know, there's not going to be the problem of people joining games. And I'm trying to look for a game to join and I'm being kicked out. You know, it's crazy. Let us name and password lobbies anyway. So those are, you know, really simple fixes that you can make, you know, for the long term to help the community to build and actually make friends online. And while you're doing that, why not have profiles for people, right? I mean, I think that having a profile where people can see their own statistics, they can see their win rates are recorded, you know, you can see your match history and everything, and then you can have those medals in there. And why not have a picture that you can have for yourself, and you can unlock, you know, more portraits and things. You know, StarCraft 2 has all this stuff. With more games you play, you unlock portraits. And it's just a picture that you unlock, but that's super easy. I mean, a lot of the pictures could just be the cameos from the game. The medium tank, the mammoth tank. Just unlocking things makes people feel good. So don't just put that in the game. You know, it doesn't have to be purchasable or anything like that. Just put it into the game as something fun. And then it's something for people to work towards, even if they're not like amazing Command and Conquer players. It's something for everyone to be able to get in there and do. Right. So the next part is, of course, with the community, is making sure, could we have some clans or something like that? You know, something. So I'm a Chromic White, and I'm starting a clan called the Chromic Armada, and maybe people could come and join that. And then if people want to be a part of my clan, they can all be the Chromic Armada, and the Chromic Armada can go and play some 2v2 games against people. You know, they can represent that online. Maybe there's a group of really elite Command and Conquer players, and they're going to go and show off their skill to the community. And so maybe they're the you know, elite community, whatever, the elite clan, and other people are going to challenge him, and there's another one that's going to challenge him, and they're going to have some tournaments, and they're going to represent that clan. You know, let people form their clans and so on. Have a clan system, please. Again, like, that's not a huge one, but it'd be good to see nonetheless. It helps the community to grow. And the next part is replays. Now, It's awesome to see that you have this great replay system. I mean, Command & Conquer 1 has never had a replay system before. Red Alert has never had a replay system. And so it's really good. And I've used the replays, like I've clicked on them and watched them, and they record really, really well. So the actual replays that are there, big thumbs up, guys. That's an awesome job. But the weird part is the way that they're implemented into the system. So when I click on the replays button to go and find it, I'm just met with the latest replay in the world. And this includes like skirmishes from random people. So it's like, here's some newbies game against the AI. Who is going to watch that? Why is that the first thing I'm met with? Who would get that one as their first thing? It just seems a really weird thing to have at the top of the list, right? Who would be looking at that? So, yes, true, I can just type in my name and search for it, but why not just have a button that says My Replays and have that one primarily selected so that when I go to replays, the first thing I see is the last replay that I played, and then next to it have a button for all replays. You push that one and then you can see the rest of it and you can search through all of them. But at least then I'm met with my own replays. It just makes a lot more sense to me. Okay. Now, from what I can understand, those replays seem to be saved onto some sort of cloud. You know, it's saved online. It's not saved on my system. It's saved online somewhere. That's really cool, but I don't have a way to share these replays. Now, sharing replays is really important, right? Because it means that you can share it for coaching reasons. You can share it with someone online so a personality can look at them and give feedback, or you can have a laugh together. Maybe it's a really cool game and you want to show your friend it. It's really hard because the replays aren't really named with anything other than, I think, just like the sort of the map name and the players that played. Very quickly, the replays are going to get lost. I don't know if they're there forever, if the replays are in that list and they're saved indefinitely. I kind of hope that they are, but I have a feeling maybe they get deleted. If they are there forever and they're saved on your cloud forever, that's great. Just make an organization system for them then. So make it that people have an organization system on their own system, so you don't even have to save it onto your cloud. And just basically, here's how it would work. Each replay would have a link attached to it, right? A special link. It's just a bunch of letters, and you can just copy that link, okay? And then people can arrange that in their own folders system. This is another great reason to have proper profiles. People can have a part in their profile where they themselves can visit that has all their replays, and they can organize it how they want. They can have their own replays. They can have someone else's replays that maybe they're studying to learn things from, or maybe someone shared a funny replay with them and they have a folder full of funny replays. Something like, doesn't matter, you know, just let people have it, and then let them have these links that they can share with people, so that whatever people want to do with the replays, they can do with them. Because as it stands, it's very hard for people to actually share a replay, and that seems to me like a big reason why we would have replays. I mean, if nothing else, at least have a My Replays system, because the most obvious thing to do with replays is to want to watch your own replays so you can learn from it, right? But at the moment, you're met with someone else's. It seems really strange to me. So, you know, something like that, and in a way for people to be able to share those replays. I mean, the StarCraft 2 replay system has been fantastic over the years. Some streamers have even gotten people to send in their funny replays or their cool replays and done like a community stream, do a charity stream, and they'll raise tens of thousands of dollars for impoverished children around the world. I mean, just, you made this fantastic replay system, just let us use it with ease. The whole system feels like this. You've made these fantastic things, but it's hard for us to actually access it properly. The hotkey system is another one of these sort of issues. Now, the new hotkey system, again, amazing. I mean, I'm loving, you know, as a bit of an old veteran of C&C, it's really cool to sit down and go, oh, I've got all these new options for hotkeys. Like, what's the new most efficient way that I can do this and practice this and learn this new system, and I'm going to become a really efficient player? That's awesome. But it's really like difficult to actually fill out the hotkey system. It's just on this big long list, and as I go down, they're in a really unintuitive order. It kind of starts off with like helicopter and then MCV, and like, why is it in order like this? Wouldn't you have sort of, you know, go through and have like, well, it's like Humvee and then medium tank and so on. You know, it just, if you read the list, you'll see the order. You'll see what I mean if you go through. They're in a really weird order. So below this video, in the Reddit thread where I'm going to post this, I'm going to write a whole list for you of the order that I think that they should go in, that hopefully will make it much easier for people to fill out the hotkey system there, and that should make it significantly easier. More than this, I think that people should be able to actually save their hotkey setup. And this means that if someone else, say, comes around to my house, and maybe they're a C&C fan, and maybe they have the game at home, but, you know, we're going to have a bit of a party at my house, and we're going to play some C&C together. Hey, they want to set up their own hotkey system here so that, you know, they can be efficient in their gameplay too. And, you know, I'm going to just wait on the sideline while they play. That's cool. They have to fill it out first, of course. But then when I want to play again, I would have to fill the whole thing out again. And every time we would change who plays, we would have to fill the whole thing out. That's really annoying. So why not just have a system where you can save your hotkey setup and then you've got it forever, right? And then you can edit it a little bit if you need to. But if someone else comes around, oh, well, fantastic. That's really easy. They can just have their own hotkey setup right there. And by being able to save that as a file, if the community then decides they're going to have a hotkey project and they're going to make the most efficient hotkey setup ever, well, they could share that with other people, couldn't they? Or maybe there's an easy one for newbies to learn so they can start to use hotkeys. Wow, great. Well, we can share that file with them and they can quickly start learning hotkeys. So that's, you know, really great way to be able to do that. Because, you know, otherwise it's just sort of annoying. Like, you've got these great systems, and I feel like this is a lot. It's almost like a really long list, but I do feel like all of these things in this list are very easily solvable. In fact, the vast majority of them, you could almost solve them all, you know, overnight. And I feel like even this is a long lot of issues, and I don't want to feel like I'm complaining, but the way that I feel about the game at the moment is like, you made this awesome game, but it's almost like you don't quite want us to play it. I mean, so I want to play the campaign on hard mode and get in there and give us, well, you can't really do that at the moment because the AI, you know, while it's good, the stats on the units are broken, so you can't do that. Oh, well, that's fine, because I'll jump on the ladder and go and play some competitive matches. And the new ladder system say, oh, but you're going to have uncompetitive maps and, you know, and these starting units that are going to imbalance the game, so you'd be better to sort of just play a lobby match against someone on your own competitive map with no starting units, and then that would be a more competitive game. So, you know, don't use the ladder. But then say I want to play some of my friends in the lobby. I was like, oh, well, you can't. You know, you can't get in there and actually invite your friends into there. So, you know, don't do that. You better just go against the public. But then if you do go against the public, then, well, you know, as soon as that match is over, you won't be able to friend them or ever see them ever again. They'll just be gone and lost into the ether. So don't try to make any friends. It's just, it seems bizarre to me that it's been done in the way that it's done, because the crux of everything is there. But then it's almost like you built a house with no door. That's sort of how I would put it. It's a house with no door. And it's a beautiful house, and I love it. And once I get inside, but I have to climb through the window to get in, I love it inside. Please build a door on the house. So just, guys, if you could please go through and fix these issues, I think most people in the community would really agree with everything I've just said. And I understand also that there's a global health crisis that's just happened, and I also understand that, you know, maybe some of the stuff was actually on your list to do, but got cut to try and push the game out on time, and things were difficult to get out on time, and in which case, look, you have my full sympathies, and all I want, the only reason I'm actually making this video is that I want the game to succeed. I desperately want it to succeed. So what I'm going to do is below, I'm going to summarize the points that I've made in this video, and I'm going to put little double stars next to the things that I think can be solved instantly through just simple little number changes. I mean, things like the units, the start units in the quick match, sorry, the single player issues with the statistics on there, you know, what else? Some decent maps for the ladder. Anything like that can be solved really quickly, I'm going to put little double stars next to, and I'll really appreciate it if we got through and fix those ASAP. Thank you for listening. I know it's a long video, but I really wanted to come out and say all these things so that we could get that job done. So thank you guys for all of your work. It's been really awesome, and we'll catch you on the battlefield.